Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors. On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we will be traveling to a distant galaxy where many of my vintage collection figures reside. I wanted to share a room tour video with you before everything is turned upside down and shifted for an upcoming move. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, be sure to drop a like down below, remember to subscribe, and make sure to ring that bell to stay notified. There will be lots of diorama projects and builds expanding on my current display, but also plenty of new and old Star Wars pickups, so stay tuned. Here you can see my main diorama and shelf display. This is on top of a Kallax Cube shelf that has been modified, allowing for more space and a variety of different dioramas and setups. If you're interested in a more detailed tour of this town and setup, please check out my most recent video. Up top we have some TIE fighters, the TIE Bomber, the standard TIE fighter from the vintage collection, and Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. Also up top you can see my carded Mandalorian collection. These have been some of the finest work by Hasbro, and I wanted to have a carded sample of each of these characters. You can also see Boba Fett himself, because without him we would not have the Mandalorian, and a carded sample of Zutton. If you're not a fan of Zutton, then that is a shame. These are some of my favorite card backs as well. There's just been some really great art on them. They look really outstanding in the collection room. Moving on over here, we have another TIE fighter. These TIE fighters have been modified since they have a faulty wing mechanism. That is another video that is on my channel if you're ever interested or need to fix yours. Here you can see some sequel trilogy characters. We have a First Order Stormtrooper, Captain Phasma. I'm not the biggest fan of these figures, mostly because I just don't like the way that helmet looks. I think it looks a bit like a duck, so that's why I've not army built those. Moving on, we have the Tantive 4 playset. Got some random rebels in there, some rebel troopers and pilots. And over here we have some Sith troopers and guards. I like the Sith troopers more. I think the red color makes them look a bit more intimidating. I've also added my spare Phantom Menace Darth Maul cloak to the Snoke to make him look a bit more Sith-like. It would be nice if we can get the Emperor Palpatine Rise of Skywalker release. Up top you can see the Slave One on display with the nice acrylic stand. That was a really nice addition. And you can also see my carded Luke Skywalker collection. Luke Skywalker is a very important character in Star Wars, so I wanted to have that character as a carded collection. There are some early releases that I need to pick up or hopefully get repacked into the vintage collection. And then down here we have the Millennium Falcon. This is the Smuggler's Run version. It is a fantastic vehicle. It's got really nice weathering and detail. I'm very happy to have that in my collection. And then we just have Han and Leia down here from the Hoth with their Hoth outfits. Moving down, I have some Clone Wars cards, some other figures. I have these Luke Skywalkers in display in order of the movies. It's kind of just a journey of Luke Skywalker. Moving down, we have some more Clone Wars cards and just a shelf of Imperial troops. These are actually carbonized Death Troopers, which these look pretty awesome. I know people aren't a big fan of open carbonized figures, but this is one of the ones that actually works. It just looks like a slightly different squad of Death Troopers. Moving down, we have some more Clone Wars cards, Maul and Ahsoka, and just some battle droids, Captain Wolf, and a little display of a battle scene going on. And down below we have the Return of the Jedi skiff. I have another one of these and still in the box, and hopefully one day we can complete that skiff. You can also see these rock formations that I made to kind of blend in with the stand they gave us. I would like to make a whole Sarlacc pit diorama, something I plan to work on in the future. And then moving on from there, we have the AT-AT. This is the Vintage Collection Return of the Jedi version. I do have the other one, but I wanted to display this because it's just a really awesome vehicle, and I do like the dirt weathering on the feet, so I just wanted to have that on display. We have the Emperor's Throne back there, a recent release, a bunch of Imperial Guards. This is the Revenge of the Sith version of Palpatine, but I did put the robes on from the Darth Sidious from Phantom Menace because I was going to recreate the scene where he battles Maul on Mandalore. So I just haven't taken that off, but here you can see he's having a battle with Yoda. Got some more Shadow Troopers over here. Another loose Palpatine with Vader from the Black Series #3. Absolutely the best Vader available, and that needs to get repacked into the Vintage Collection ASAP. We have some Purge Troopers in the back, and one of the staircases from the Carbon Freezing Chamber set, which I think looks awesome in Imperial, and I just wanted it back there to interact with my lighting. Looks very awesome and cool. Some more Shadow Troopers, Darth Maul. There's just a little section of the Sith going on back here. We've got Palpatine, the Phantom Menace Maul, Darth Plagueis, and a custom Bacta tank that I made. This is just the Hoth Bacta tank that is available, but I spray painted it to look more like a Sith cloning tank. It's a nice feature I wanted to add with those. Here's that Darth Maul. Really amazing figure. This is a massive vehicle, and I just love it. It's a good centerpiece to have. Then moving down below, you can see my Ewoks. I really like Ewoks. They're a cool alien and just character to have, and hopefully we keep getting more of these in the Vintage Collection. Here you can see my Tusken display. This is a recent Walmart 50th anniversary release. And then you can see the 3.75 Black Series version. They just all blend in well together. Another rock formation I made back there to kind of add to this diorama setup. I would love to make a bigger Tusken village in the future. And then moving down here, we have a little Battle of Hoth. Got the Defense of Hoth playset set up. Just a Wampa attacking. Some more of these rock formations that I made and spray painted white to just give a good Hoth environment feel. This is a fun display, just very chaotic. And that's the center display. Then moving on over here, I just have some extra characters. Cara Dune and a Season 1 Mandalorian. And my most recent pickup, Tiger Shark, Republic Gunship. Very excited to have this be full of troopers in the future, and that will just be how this display goes. And down below, I have carded Boba Fett on display, as well as my Throne of Mandalore, which you can check out a video that I have on my channel where I show making a full display of this. I would love to have that displayed in my room in the future. But for now, I just have a few Mandalorians in here with a battle between Ahsoka and Maul. And down here, I have one of my absolute favorite figures ever, the Mando Build-Up Pack. I wanted to have that on display in a case. And you can see some other Jedi and prequel trilogy figures. And some Separatist forces down here. I have Count Dooku. He could use an update and a release in the Vintage Collection. It's a very good figure, but if they wanted to improve on this and make him definitive, I absolutely would love to see that. As you can see, these battle droids are held up with Elmer's tack because they are just a pain to keep standing. Gravity just does not work with these figures. and I believe it's just that knee joint is absolutely terrible. It falls under its own weight, and the gummy plastic just really does not help. So moving down here, you have my carbon freezing chamber set. I would like to make a better display for this, but it looks really cool down here. I put the spare platforms to the side just to make it look like a wall. Have some lights interacting with all that translucent plastic. Really like the feature of that set. And hopefully I can make something a little bit more detailed and advanced. And then moving on to this corner, I have a carded display of Imperial troops. That's another thing that I like to keep carded. There are definitely some older releases that I need to add to this, but these have been some definitive and amazing troopers, so I want to keep them carded. And then I just have randomly Poe Dameron's X-Wing here, with a spare Rebel pilot in there, a droid. It's really an amazing vehicle, and if you don't have that, you should definitely pick it up. And here we have my Joy Toy Mecha Depot display that is just full of clone troopers. They make some really amazing playsets, and you should definitely check those out. They're a great way to display your 3.75 figures. And here we have another Republic gunship with Ahsoka, some 501st troopers. Moving on over here, we have my blue leader. This is where he's currently displayed. I would like to add him to a similar hanger like this. This is another one of those Calyx shelves, but I've removed the supports on both levels. This one I've added that piece of acrylic, which you can see on my Imperial display. I love how that interacts with the lighting here. Got some Rebel troopers, some Endor troopers. And then down here, similar, I have a Y-Wing setup with Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. I used another one of my Tantive 4 playsets and just use them as kind of like a wall detail to this hangar bay. And that's the floor from that playset, which I just set up. I think this looks like a cool little hangar bay. I would love to expand on it, make it a bit more detailed. It's got some barrels and other kind of accessories set up. And then down here, I have the doors from that playset, also doing a similar spare wall kind of detail, and just some Ugnaughts and random droids. We don't have many figures from this episode of The Mandalorian, so I can't make like a display for this ATST. It'd be nice if they got around to releasing maybe a trooper set of those Marauder aliens from that episode, so we could make a nice display of this amazing vehicle. Over here I have the AAT with some battle droids. These are the Gaming Greats heavy battle droids. I just want to display them somehow, so I put them here. But I've also got this beast from Revenge of the Sith, just kind of about to attack them. That's just a random setup. And here I have my Geonosis battle creatures. These are amazing releases that we've gotten in the past. Really like Hasbro to keep giving us more beasts in the vintage collection. It's been a while. Here you can see a bunch of boxes of X-Wings, more Tantive 4s. I haven't opened 2 of my boxes. I have a total of 6. Got my Mandalorian helmet. This is just a workspace where I currently have one of my dioramas set up from Mandalorian Season 1. I have a video tutorial showing you how I made that. It's not even fully set up. There's other pieces that need to be added. On this wall, I just have some random carded figures up. Some things that people have gifted to me from Episode 1, Powered Force 2. And some more boxes up top of Vintage Collection releases. I still have one of these troop transports that I need to open. I'm not a big Lego collector either, but someone gifted me those. They're pretty cool. Let's take another look at Blue Leader. Antok Merrick, looking awesome. I, as you can see, have 2 of those, so I do want to open up the other blue X-Wing and possibly update its striping so it can be like a number in the squadron, and then make a hangar bay or add those to my Rebel fleet. Up here we have my carded sample of Antok Merrick, keeping it in a nice star case because it was quite a hassle to get that release, so I want to keep that nice and pristine. I also got a really nice carded sample of Stormtrooper from that Carbon Freezing Chamber set, so I also wanted to keep him nice and pristine. And up here you can see my carbonized collection of Mandalorian figures. I haven't gotten around to picking up that second wave of that yet because I just wasn't excited. They really need to stop with the whole carbonized thing. It's just, I don't know, there's other things that they could release. Either a Trooper variant or something else much more exciting as an exclusive. Let's take a look at this as a whole. It's a really nice display. And yeah, this is how I have my room on display. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I have some things that I need to get out of storage and display, and a lot more ideas of building dioramas and just changing the setup to get it to where I want it to be. I would like to have something much more prominent in the middle that is a 360 display, but that is a big project coming in the future. You can see some more vintage boxes here and my main display. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at my collection room. I'm excited to see how my next setup will look. Hopefully it'll be very similar, because that'll make things a little easier for me. And hopefully one day I can get my final collection room, my dream room set up, and be able to share that with you too, and continue to work on more projects. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.